Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let's make sure audio works because that always never works because I am not a smart man. Let's see here. Hello and welcome to the New Age Geeks channel. If you're new here, we are building an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, a sober D&D campaign set the critical role world of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. Hello, Fists. How are you all doing tonight?
Hello.
It's good to be seeing you.
Doing amazing. Just so everyone is aware, the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are growing together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you in fact can. Just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels and join our Discord down below, where you will find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Love you, Sarah.
We love you. And chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Remember, the best way to help us out is with engagement, so we'd greatly appreciate if you'd watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Beyond that, we have posts going up on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Instagram, so if you're on those platforms, make sure to follow us for more geeky goodness.
If you're already paying for Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime absolutely free. And that scores you free 1 month subscription to the channel of your choosing. Twitch Prime. Every month you gotta go in and resubscribe to that channel, or a new one. It's a small price to pay, to not have to pay any price at all. Use that one on us. If you find yourself in a charitable mood, you may subscribe on Twitch and YouTube, give subscriptions to others, cheer using bits, donate via PayPal. We even have a merch shop with dozens of choices for you to buy yourself things for yourself and for loved ones. We even have a Patreon for you to subscribe to. And lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor, you reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
I think that's the end of that promo. If you enjoy the news we have going on here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the SonCraft bot. SonCraft bot allows you to play open source, community selected music directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, you get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40 plus music genres and 20 plus soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code, that is NAGNAG, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the SonCraft bot of your choosing to your server, then just hit play and let SonCraft take care of the rest. Okay, it's enough of the pre-written ad reads. That being said,
that was the best one you did.
Listen, I'm on top of my game tonight. That being said, we are going to Gen Con, everyone. I don't know if you've seen this. We're going to be there. We're going to be out there in our swimwear. So, I will be at least. I don't know about the rest of you.
This is why we have pre-written things,
No,
Joe,
this is what happens when I don't pre-write stuff. We get crazy. So, I'll be out there in my little pretty bathing suit. But we would love your help to get there. Help offset some of the cost to get there. So if you will see on the bottom of your screen, we have a goal. I'm making it really big right now. That's what she said. We are we're trying to get.
We never agreed on this, by the way.
That's fair. We're trying to get to Gen Con. Oh, we're already going to Gen Con. We'd love for you to help us get to Gen Con. We have a goal of $1,000 to help offset some of the cost for us to get to Gen Con. You can help us do that by donating. The link is in the description below. That being said, we would love if you help us get there by donating to this cause through the tips function of Twitch. It's all below. Just click those links. It'll donate right to this little bar we've got down at the bottom, just to help us out. If you're at Gen Con, we want to see you. We have a lot of stuff planned. It's going to be great. It's going to be the best ever. It's going to be the best Gen Con you've ever seen. I have a terrible Trump impression, but I do it anyways. Get over it. I got nothing else, guys. I love you. You're fantastic. Anyone have anything else to say?
I'm speechless.
I think it's time to dive into tonight's episode of
That's what we're gonna do then.
Forging Fates.
Forging Fates.
And we're back. All right, so picking up where we last left off, the team, having made their way to Whitestone, having set up.
Western?
There's a lot of W names in this campaign. Having made their way to Western, they finally, having met with Percy and Pike on an airship that had been delivered to Western, they were gifted the airship by Percy DeRollo Frankenstein III. We're in a goofy mood tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I'm in a good mood.
Who gave Joe coffee?
Yeah, this is what happens when I have way too much coffee. They finally were gifted a Whitestone. They were gifted an airship by Percy from Whitestone to accomplish their mission in tracking down Raynor and Sammy and trying to find the acolytes of the Primordials. As the airship approached,
We have a title for them?
that may be a title for them that, you have to figure out. But that being said, as the airship approached and the elemental nature of the airship made its way and made its presence known to the fists, the elemental stones that sat on the airship activated, we'll say, the elemental blade that Whisper had been carrying, causing it to act out on its own and begin to attack the other fists. Through Whisper's will and the team coming together to help bolster her resolve, we're eventually able to overcome the influence of the blade as it sliced and diced some of the team members. The Fist eventually were able to make their way back out onto the platform of the airship and see some of the elements that were happening around them as explosions were heard throughout the city. That being said, they saw Raynor approach the platform, being drawn to the death blade that Whisper carried, and a pseudo battle ensued where Raynor, using the eye embedded in his face, his skull, launched a fireball towards the fists, which Percy, using his cloak, was able to absorb, deflecting a lot of the damage and allowing the fists to escape onto the airship they had been gifted. The team then made their way off into the sky, shooting a few blasts into the crowd of elementals that had begun to overrun the city, eventually passing over the horizon and escaping into the distance. It was at this point that the Fists began to meet a lot of the crew that was aboard the Skyward Seraph and learn their jobs that they would eventually have to take on themselves. As a point of note, none of them learning how to actually pilot the ship, which may or may not be a issue in the future.
No, that
We
was the
still have
next task I was
time.
going to learn.
Plenty of time. But a lot of them breaking off to learn various aspects of the ship so that they can eventually come to pilot it themselves. As this all was happening, eventually the crew would go off to bed, and the Fist would begin their rotation of watch, where first and foremost they would see that the mountain range that historically, let me just get up so I can make sure I get this name right. If anyone has it, by all means, tell me so I can avoid having to look this up.
I'm sure what you're looking for.
The mountain range that was fucked up.
Oh, the throne?
Yes.
Yeah, the throne one.
I'm trying to zoom in and it's just not letting me.
The iron seat or the iron throne?
Yeah, something like that.
Ridge?
I'll find it eventually. I apologize, everyone. Seeing this mountain range that had been progressive, as they looked at it from this elevated position, saw that the area was becoming more infected, if you will, by the elemental nature of fire, as lava had begun to extrude from the mountaintops, filling the valleys in between, as the throne that was, thanks to a well-placed history check by Finnick, would be known as the throne of the fire primordial. You were all able to see that was slowly beginning to revert to a much more what's the word I'm looking for? Would revert to its previous inhabitants' throne, if you will. I'm blanking on the word. I apologize, everyone. But
Evolving.
Yeah, you got it. You're picking
Reverting.
up what I'm putting down. You're picking up what I'm putting down. That being said, as the Iron Seat Ridge, geez Louise. The Iron
Words
Seat
are
Ridge.
hard.
The Iron Seat Ridge was reverting back to the throne of the Fire Primordial. So, as you each had your shifts watching the environment around you, that is what you saw. We also had Clover approach Tristan and express how Tristan was a grounding element for her in some sort of way. I'll let the emotional implications of that be expressed through the characters. And we also ended the session with Finnick having another nightmare in which she saw her father at the forefront of the ship. What's the front of the ship called?
The bow?
I thought bow, but I felt like that was wrong.
The bow of the ship?
The bow of the ship. Taunting her.
In New York, you can be a new man.
And the chains of the oblivion, the chained oblivion, making their way behind her. And as the chains wrapped around Finnick, waking her from her nightmare, that, everyone, is where we are going to pick up for tonight. As you all begin to arise the next morning, and begin to make your way out from your various bunks or points of rest for the evening, whether that be in front of doors or random rooms you found.
Yeah, I would have been in a hammock of some kind anywhere I could find one. Just exhausted with 3 points of exhaustion. Now 2. I'm gonna struggle to wake up for the first time in a long time. After waking up at the crack of dawn every day for so long, this has been the longest day of my life. So I'm actually gonna sleep in a bit.
Okay.
Since I had the last watch, I was down in the little kitchen area helping the cook prep breakfast.
Yes.
Halfling woman, right?
Yeah, it was a halfling woman, yep.
Did we get her name?
You did. Let me just bring it up so I have it in front of me. By all means, continue to talk. That was Isabella Moonshade. You didn't learn her last name. I will say that is the halfling woman that is the chef of the ship.
Yeah, so I'm there and I'm just, I guess, waiting for everybody to come down for breakfast so I can cook them, I suppose.
You go ahead.
I'm not sure if Gormrog gets up before I do, but Tristan was laying down against the door outside his room in the hallway.
Yep.
And when he gets up, he goes to look. He looks in Gormrog's room. Is Gormy in there?
Yes, Gormrog is sleeping in his room.
Okay, he just looks. He sees he's in there. Everything, he's fine. Close the door and he goes. Why is my okay? He goes up to Clover's door and gives it. Is it closed or is it open?
Have a room.
Right.
I was kind of just sleeping on the boat.
Oh, I thought it was a room. Oh, okay.
No. So the way the ship is laid out is it's the upper deck, then you come down below to the second deck, and it's mostly laid out just supply, like the supplies the ship is carrying, which at this point is very minimal because there was no like actual charter laid out, but there is the food stuffs for the crew. There's the kitchen, and then there's pretty much an open space at this point. And then below that on the lowermost deck is a large open space of hammocks where most of the crew sleeps. And there is a small private quarters which Gormrog has taken that is meant for like people who have booked passage on the ship. But otherwise it's just mostly just an open space with a lot of hammocks.
Does Tristan know where Clover's room is?
Well, Clover doesn't have a room. It would be...
Oh, no, it's not a room at all. Oh, okay. I don't remember if we dispersed that.
Yeah, no, it would be... The only room would be the one Gormrog took for rest, which was meant for, like, people who booked passage on this ship. Okay. Otherwise, everyone in the crew sleeps in the open space where there's just a lot of hammocks.
All right. So then he's just going to go downstairs for breakfast.
Or you go upstairs for breakfast, but...
Upstairs.
Okay, so you make your way up. You see Clover in the cooking space with the halfling woman Isabella, as well as there's you see the Arakakra individual who is kind of like making their way around, just securing some of the doing their daily checks. You also see the Earth Ganassi deckhand kind of like just waking up for the day, getting their daily routine started. But besides that, you don't see anyone else.
Tristan is going to walk up to Clover wherever she is.
Where you at, Clover?
And in the kitchen. I suppose I'm still helping hand out rations of breakfast to people waking up.
Okay.
And so I'm just gonna, and he's gonna walk nonchalantly right over to her, and he's gonna stand. You can see as he starts getting close, within like 20 feet, he hesitates and goes to like kind of turn around, but very awkwardly, and then turns back around again, then stops, and then just shrugs his shoulders, and then moves right up to her. And he goes up to her, doesn't say anything, and he pulls out an envelope that just has her name on it, and I put one of my scales to seal the back onto the back of it, and he just literally hands it to her, and he goes to open his mouth to say something, and as he goes, and then like handshake, and he stops, and he just walks away, and very, very awkwardly walks away, and then disappears, goes right back to downstairs, doesn't even eat dinner or breakfast or doesn't already, just walks away and leaves the room.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna turn to the cook and say, I didn't know he could spell. And I'll shove it in my back pocket because I'm still handing out rations to people.
Okay.
So I wake up in whatever dark corner of the ship I nestled myself into, just sort of wrapping my cloak around me a little tighter before I head upstairs to breakfast. Just nestled in it.
Okay.
Then I'll walk upstairs.
Sent you the note.
And I'll walk up to Clover.
Good morning, Nick. Here.
Oh, thank you. How'd you sleep?
Oh, well, the strangest thing happened to me last night. I think I was sleepwalking. I don't know. I just had like a really funny dream. All I remember is laughing a lot. And then I woke up here helping this halfling woman.
Well, I think that's probably one of the better case scenarios for sleepwalking on an airship. Have you eaten yet? If you want, I could help them out while you eat. I don't know how long you've been up.
Well, I'm fine. I feel rested.
Okay. I just didn't know if you're...
Here, are you carrying the toy that Tristan gave you with you?
Probably, yeah.
What in character?
The green rhino?
What's that?
Is it? Oh, it's just a little toy that Tristan gave me. I was expressing some concern to him last night, and he said he thought it would make me feel better. I didn't hear you.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very thoughtful.
Well, yeah, you go have breakfast, and I'll eat eventually. I'm fine right now.
Okay. Sure. And I'll just go find a spot to sit down and eat.
What is Whisper and Gormrog doing right now?
Whisper slept cuddled into Talon, probably on the deck.
Yep.
She's still chilling there, chilling with Talon.
Gormog's gonna fall out of the hammock into a push-up and just start doing push-ups. Realize that he's still exhausted and can't do nearly as many as he usually can. and he's going to make his way into the general area of food.
When he opens his door, Tristan's leaning against it, sitting. That's he went right back there.
Morning.
What's up, man? Then if I look at him, I'm like not looking him dead in the eyes, just kind of.
All right, what'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
Don't lie to me. What'd you do? I know that look. I've known you for too long.
Let's go eat breakfast, and I'll talk to you about it later.
Not bad, huh? All right. Make our way to the kitchen. Say my good mornings to everybody and just kind of take in who's there, who isn't. I would try to make a point of getting everybody's name. You said Isabella is the halfling woman. I know Silas is the old gnome engineer. Seraphina and Finian are the gunners. Tavern and Kale are the navigators. I don't know the Genasi or the human woman who you listed as deckhands.
Yep.
I know.
Orion is a deckhand.
Mm-hmm.
And who else did you need?
You said there was a human woman with gold eyes and silver hair and flowing robes.
Okay. Not a human, but her name is Lyra.
Lyra. Are you intentionally being vague?
Yes.
When you say not a human? Okay. So non-human for my notes. And the
eyes
Aarakocra.
and silver hair that seem to glow.
Okay. And the Aarakocra?
Her name is Erevan. Erevan.
Oh no.
Would I get like celestial like vibes from Lyra?
Roll an insight check for me.
Like
at advantage.
I'm trying to. Oh, okay. I can't read. Oh, that's an 18.
Yep.
Cool.
Definitely an ace.
Definitely. Gotcha. She doesn't look familiar to me, does she?
No.
Okay.
She's
Just
your second
making
cousin
sure.
twice removed.
Do you guys all know each other?
Clearly.
Wow.
I'm allowed to go there.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
Just haven't seen many outside of my past, so.
What are you, raised by orcs? You can't just say everybody of a certain race knows each other. Come on now.
Anyways.
So, yeah, making sure to get everybody's name, make sure I know everybody, take in who's there, who's not, who's probably sleeping, who's on the deck, who's eating, who's where. I would just kind of learn as I ate just as much as I could. Because if we're going to be in charge of this airship for a long time, I'd like to know people and what they do and what they're good at.
Okay. So, as you all kind of gather on the second deck of the ship, the hustle and bustle of a crew that knows exactly what they're doing and how to conduct themselves shuffle around about you. The majority of the morning is dedicated to yourselves. Whisper, up on the upper deck, you are snuggled up tight against the feathers of your griffin. Eventually, as the sun pushes its way across the horizon and shines against your face, you are awoken as well. But
Yeah.
You awake to the wind blowing against the upper deck of the ship. There's, as you wake up and look around, blinking the sun out of your eyes, nothing seems to catch your attention. There's the ground is still very much below you, so you know you are still above Exandria and Tal'Dorei proper, but you don't notice anything out of the ordinary per se. And you all have the morning to yourselves to do what you wish.
Nobody else is taking it. I'll jump in.
Okay.
And just as I'm picking little scraps off of a bone, I'm gonna take the empty bone and I'm gonna throw it at my brother.
And Tristan's just sitting there, like, usually he's already on, like, his second cup of tea, and he's just kind of, like, just staring at it and not drinking it and in his own world until that hits him. What?
What do you mean, what? You said you would talk, and you ain't said 2 words since we sat down.
Who's around us?
I would
Is it
assume
just us,
everyone
or-
at this point.
Is everyone?
Yeah.
No.
Everyone except
Whisper's
Whisper.
Okay. You need to
Who's
stop.
piloting the ship?
No, I meant everyone as far as the fists are concerned.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And he's gonna go. So not right now. I'll talk to you later.
Is
All right.
Finnick also sitting at the same table as Gormrog and Tristan?
I am completely zoned out.
But you're there.
I'm at the table. I'm not paying attention.
Okay, I'm
Physically,
gonna grab,
not mentally.
I'm here
After-
physically, not mentally.
after serving everyone their plates, I'm gonna take mine and go sit at the same table as well.
Okay.
Start eating.
So you guys getting used to the airship, okay?
Yeah.
Haven't really
yeah.
checked it yet.
Cool. Great talk, guys. It's like we're on a boat in the sky. It's kind of weird. I'm not used to being airborne. I'm not used to the whole wobbliness of it yet.
Yeah, me too. I've been air sick. I've been sleepwalking. It's been
Sleepwalking.
a wild day.
You ever been sleep hopping? That I'm concerned
was.
suddenly.
Maybe I was sleep hopping. I just, I was sleep hopping last night, dreamt about something really funny, and then woke up in the kitchen making breakfast for everyone.
You woke up in the kitchen?
Yup, absolutely, definitely happened.
Do we need to like tie a rope to your foot so you don't jump off the ship?
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do if someone was sleep hopping on an airship.
I don't know. I've never had to deal with that before, but I'm very concerned about losing you if you're asleep.
Me either. Same.
Yeah, I mean, the handful of times I've been on an airship, if someone was known for sleepwalking, just tie their foot to their bed. Pretty simple.
Yep, can't explain it.
Okay. Well, please be careful. I don't want to wake up 1 digit short of a full fist.
We're just gonna glance quickly at Tristan as she's saying all of this, and then quickly glance away as well.
If you all think about it, we got 5 members of the party, 5 fingers and a fist. That would...
Speaking of 5 members of the party, has anyone seen Whisper? I got her an extra plate of sausage.
Actually, now that you've mentioned it, no, I haven't seen Whisper.
Mm-mm.
She wasn't down below decks. Maybe she slept above?
I'm gonna take her the sausage because if I look at it anymore, I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
I, at that point, will take a plate of sausage and go look for Whisper.
As soon as Clover is within not seeing the table or Tristan, he just moves his cup over to the side and just slams his head on the table.
Well, I gotta. Nope. I'm just gonna let it happen and just wait to see if he's gonna explain it, or if not, I'm just gonna carry on like it didn't happen.
And that's what he's hoping for.
Tristan, if you and Gormog need to talk, I can leave. It's not
Please
that big
don't
of
leave
a...
me alone with him.
And his head is just still on the table. He's not moving it.
Because clearly he wants to get something off of his chest. I just don't know if he's gonna do it if I'm present.
The thing about Tristan is that he's a man of few words. You kind of have to piece together between the words what he means, and even now he's barely said a full sentence this whole day. But apparently something happened last night. I'm assuming Clovis involved, but I don't know what, and I'm afraid to start guessing.
Tristan, if you say anything, my lips are sealed. I'm just here.
He goes and he picks his head up and he looks up. There's a neck stretch. I'm assuming because he hit it pretty hard, probably I don't know what kind of the table's made out of, but there's probably a crack there or something.
Finest mahogany.
That is mahogany.
And he sits back and he grabs his tea and he's just looking at it again. Usually he's almost done with that, waiting for another cup, and it's not a single sip. There's no steam coming out of it anymore. It's cold.
What's that?
And he's just something I wasn't prepared for.
I mean,
just things that are happening right now. We're going through a lot. We got this new ship. There's a lot happening. We have so much going on right now. I just have a lot going on. And I'm having a hard time compiling all of my thoughts of how everything is transcended over the past couple of days, and I just don't know what to think,
Yeah, it's kind of been one thing after another, and we haven't really had time to process any of it. But that's kind of what I was hoping to do this next couple of days while we're traveling. But talking about it may help if you're going through something and you need to deal with it. But if it's specifically involving somebody, they should probably be part of the conversation. Otherwise, they may yell at you when you try to act on their behalf in the middle of a forest.
I'm not saying there's anybody in particular, just there's definitely some unexpected stuff that's been happening. And
when I struggle to get words out, it helps if I write them down, even if it's not just coherent sentences, just words, word vomit on a paper. If you need some extra parchment, I have some.
No, I'm gonna be okay. I just need some time to get used to the ship. I want to find out how the defenses work. I want to be a bigger part of how we defend the ship and who's in charge of defending when we're not exactly there. I think I'm gonna start spending some more time on that to get my mind off of just all of this that's happening.
Seraphina and Finian. They're the pretty ones up at the guns.
Okay. I just gotta wrap my head around all of this. Okay, just everything that's happening. And believe me, if it's more than I feel like I can personally handle, I will let you guys know. But it's just everything that's been going on. I just need to learn how to. I just gotta wrap my head around it, you know.
Yeah.
Just that.
Just you're not alone. You know that, right?
I know.
Okay.
But he's gonna set his cup aside. Still not a single sip taken out of it. Stand up. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go. Who'd you say it was to go?
Seraphina, the woman with the horns that curl back, and Finian, the half elf.
All right, I'm gonna go have a conversation with them. I want to figure out and make sure this ship is completely safe for everyone aboard. All right.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm gonna go and grab. I'm assuming there's some sort of food on the table. Just grab a random scrap of whatever he can put his hands out, no matter what it is. Grab it and then go towards that area. He's gonna actually walk over there, but he's not gonna actually talk to them.
Okay, so as you make your way up onto the deck, you see Clover and Whisper kind of.
No.
Nope, you see
You
Clover
don't see Whisper.
looking around for Whisper.
I'll look over at Finnick and just. Rough night?
Yeah. Just a lot of feelings came flooding in last night when the realization hit that we were going to Vasselheim. And from what I learned at the Cobalt Reserve is that at first it sounds like my parents are alive. And they are currently residing in Vasselheim and have been for the past 18 months.
And when we get there, do we need to disguise you? Do we need to be prepared for an all-out war? I'm behind you 100%, whatever you need. I need to know what we need.
I don't know how they would react to seeing me again. I've thought about changing my hair. Maybe that would help. I haven't cut my hair since I was probably 12.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's time for something new.
Look good with a mohawk like me.
I kind of was thinking something shorter. Kind of like what Whisper's got going on.
Yeah, that wild look. That, what do you call it? The pixie cut?
I think so.
Although for her, it's more like a feral pixie.
It suits her, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I
don't know. I'd have to see it before I could say. But I'm sure you could pull it off.
Well, it's just hair. It grows back.
I'd think that, but not always.
Do you ever try growing out your hair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a mullet phase for a while. It wasn't a good look.
Sorry. Just trying to imagine you with a mullet.
You're better off trying not to imagine me with a mullet. It was a bad look. But
what do you think?
it
Should I
happened.
try one?
No. No, I do not condone that level of self-harm. But if you need a new look, get a new look. But do it for you. Don't do it for them. Don't do it to hide. Do it to celebrate.
You know, some people say that your hair holds the weight of your past, and sometimes just cutting it all off can really relieve some of that weight. Quite literally.
Yes. It's also good for your neck when you get rid of, the 10 pounds weighing you down. But it's good for your soul too. I support it if that's what you want to do.
I Are you good at cutting hair? Or-
No, I'm good at shaving heads, not at cutting hair.
What do you
That's
think?
why
Just
the
like-
mohawk is all like short and spiky instead of a solid line. But the sides are clean. The sides are perfect. I do that every day. But yeah, no, you don't want precision haircutting from me. Probably better off getting somebody with shids. I don't know.
I mean, I like what Whisper did with her hair. Maybe she could help, or else Clover's pretty good with daggers and such. Maybe she'd be able to nail that precision.
Couldn't hurt to ask. You want to go see if we can find them? See what they're doing?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'll stand up and offer you a hand to stand up.
And I will take it.
I'll go above deck.
Okay, while that's happening, Whisper, what are you doing this whole time?
So before Clover came on deck, when I woke up fairly early, I just didn't go downstairs for breakfast, but I just sat there like chatting with Talon for a bit, and I was petting his wings, and I decided to try to wild shape.
Okay, what are you gonna wild shape into?
So I rolled already. But when Clover gets to the deck, I don't know if Talon would be there or not too, but you see, well, DM, let me
Yep.
know if I left, would Talon be there, or would Talon join me
If you left where?
into the sky?
Talon would join you in the sky.
Okay, well then Talon's not there. You might see Talon flying around, but yeah. So then you probably wouldn't see me, but I would be hanging out with Talon, learning to fly for the first time.
And what form are you taking?
A raven.
Okay.
A hummingbird.
But we wouldn't see the raven because I'd be so far away from the ship.
Right. As you shift into the raven form, your bones kind of cracking as your body shifts down into this much smaller form. Talon kind of looks towards you as you sit there on the deck before you launch off. Kind of looking down at your form, you open your wings and you feel the wind kind of catch you when you're in this diminutive form, and you feel the air press against you as your wings catch the air and your body is just drawn up into the currents of the skies. And as you sit there for a moment, drifting almost in the winds behind the airship, you see Talon extend his massive wings and come up next to you, gliding off the deck to join you in the sky. There's this moment in that quiet space where you hear nothing but the wind rushing past your ears, where Talon flies almost above you, protecting you almost in this his much larger form as you glide in his draft, and the pair of you just sit there in the skies above for a few moments with nothing but the wind beneath your wings. And never before have you felt something like this. You've never flown in your past, and this is a new sensation to you, and you kind of just bask in that freedom as you kind of let all the things that have been keeping you grounded the last few days kind of drift away. As it's just you and Talon gliding in the skies behind the airship.
I'm gonna stay out there for a bit.
Okay. So, Clover, as you make your way up towards the deck of the ship looking for Whisper, where you saw Talon sleeping, there's nowhere there.
Whisper! Whisper!
With your high enough perception, I'll say, easy enough, you look around, you see Talon out behind the ship, just gliding in the air, and you notice a small black bird just underneath him, kind of gliding there as well, and you're smart enough to figure that this probably is Whisper.
Oh, he's never gonna be able to eat these giant sausages as a bird. And yeah, that's all I'm doing right now. That is all I got at the moment. So I'll just stand there and watch, holding a plate of sausages.
Okay. So eventually the rest of you make your way out towards the deck of the ship.
I was so delayed too.
When we, as people come up, I'm sorry, Cormy, so say those names again, the two people? I didn't write them down. The
Seraphina
Seraphina
and Finian.
Finian. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm actually gonna walk up to one of them, assuming hopefully I'm right, and then I'm just gonna. Excuse me.
The half Alvin, who is kind of doing his daily checks for the ship, ensuring that the cannons are kind of prepared for any hazards that may approach. Kind of looks around, looks towards you. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I'm one of the fists that were apparently this is our ship now. Who would have thunk it?
So I've heard.
I'm not here to ask you if you guys are good at your job. I'm here to ask you how defenses work and where can I go, because I want to be a big part of that. How you guys ward defenses? Are there signs? Are there words? Things that we do to know and what's going to happen in certain parts of the ship to make sure we're protected.
Well, what are you capable of?
I am capable of destroying anything that comes near me.
I hit things real good.
I am not good at shooting with these things that look very complicated. I'm not very good at that. But I do know that if anything is to come on the ship, that they're not making it off.
Well, that all being said, I don't know how much help I can be for you.
You cut out.
That being said, I don't know how much help I can be for you.
I just would like to know the ins and outs. Are there alarms on the ship? Are there ways that we'll know if something's happening, or is it just a CNC?
Well, I think it'd be more than a CNC. I don't know how many alarms we have on the ship, though. Well, you know, there's. I don't know if you have seen. There's quite a bit of open air around us, so kind of notice when things are coming for you.
All right. Well, if there's anything you guys need help with, let me know. I'm fully prepared to learn how to use these gadgets and gizmos you guys have to help if needed. And I don't know previous owners or who you've worked for before, but if anything tries to attack us, I will try my hardest to protect everyone here.
That's all good and well. Your rabbit friend, She did her best to learn how to shoot one of these. I mean, there's 2 of them. If you'd care to learn how to do it, you say you're not much good at a shot, but I'm sure we can help get you set up with one of them at least.
Let's go for that. Let's do that. And as he's having this conversation, he keeps looking over his shoulder over at Clover on the other up top, and then looking back and trying to stay focused in the conversation.
Aye, focus your attention over by me if you care to learn how to do one of these.
Let's go. Let's try it. Let's do this.
All right, do me a favor and grab both handles here. And he kind of points you how to grab the cannon. Hey, Serafina, would you mind casting an illusion for us so we can have something to aim at? Of course, darling. Give me a moment. You see her kind of begin to cast a minor illusion out in the distance for you.
Okay.
All right, so here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and aim towards that. Grab both handles here and aim towards the target she set for you.
All right, and I'm gonna put my sword up against the thing and then go and just follow the instructions. And I'm gonna be fully focused on trying to actually make the shot.
All right, do me a favor. Lock on to it as best you can, using the crosshairs in front of you. And he kind of points towards the 2 posts on the cannon.
Okay.
Now, here's what I want you to do. Line the top of the front post with the rear sight. And you're going to focus it between the 2 rear posts. As soon as they are level, I want you to pull the trigger, and it's going to take a moment for the cannon to fire. So I need you to keep on target from there. As soon as you get those lined up, you pull the trigger and keep it trained on it, and that's it. Give it a few seconds, it's going to launch forward, so I need you to do that. Now go ahead and pull the trigger when you're ready.
Roll d20.
Yep, go ahead and roll a d20, add your dexterity modifier.
Fuck.
How much?
3.
So, as you pull the triggers, you see the glyphs on the side of the cannon illuminate for a moment, and poof, poof, poof. You see them fire off as the arcane energy kind of moves down the barrel and eventually firing off a blast. And you are so wide. It is nowhere near it. As the red arcane bolt just kind of shoots off in the distance. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's nowhere near where you need to be. Are you sure this is something you want to try?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead and fire again. Make sure you're lining them up. Don't anticipate the shot. Just let your breathing happen naturally.
All right. So, and then he takes his vest off and puts it on his sword hilt, which at this moment he is almost like 87% covered in scales, almost everywhere, in different colored red, blacks, oranges, and reds.
Okay.
And gets back on and tries to be focused.
Go ahead and roll another attack for me.
17.
You kind of fires off again, and your target comes. Your shot comes much closer as it kind of clips the illusionary target in the sky, and you see it shatter and evaporate into this arcane energy. Well, much better shot, but I feel like we're gonna need a lot more work, son. Are you sure this is something you're willing to do? Is there a reason you're trying to do this? I feel like your skills may be better off served somewhere else.
I really, truly, and I try to give them a very sincere as I possibly can. I truly, truly want to learn how to do this.
All right. Well.
And you can also tell his focus is not still fully there. He's trying to be there, and that's what he's focusing on.
Okay. All right. Well, let's buckle down then, and let's at least get you trained up as best we can on this. So we spend the next couple hours kind of just focusing on learning how the operations of these arcane cannons work and getting at least a passing knowledge on how to, fire these things. What are the rest of y'all doing during this time?
Sonic and I had followed Tristan up a few minutes later. So, go ahead.
I was gonna go up to Clover. What?
You want a sausage?
Sure. You weren't able to find Whisper?
No. Well, kind of. I think she's in the sky. That's why I cut up this sausage real small.
If you want, I can take that off your hands for you. I know you don't really like meat.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Have you ever given a haircut before?
Whisper with her haircut? Didn't I? Okay. Yeah? No, I just gave her my dagger. No. I've never given a haircut before, but I have a lot of sisters. So, I think I know what to do.
Okay. I was thinking I could change up my look before we get to Vasselheim, and any help would be appreciated.
I have a whole disguise kit too. I could dye your hair. I could do all sorts of fun things.
Oh gosh. I mean, I guess I never really thought about hair color. Oh. How do you I really like Lyra's silver hair. I think that is really cool.
I've never done that before, but I'm willing to try.
And I will do my best to help.
Okay.
AKA guidance. If any rules are required. But no, I think that could be really fun.
Do you want to do that now? I don't think I have to go to the cannons for a little while. Well, they haven't called me anyway, and I think they're supposed to. I'm not supposed to just go on my own, am I?
I mean, I think we still have to become proficient in what we're working on before they trust us.
Oh, okay. I did pretty well.
I was gonna say you did amazing. So
now, do you want to go do your hair? Or later? Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Cool. Can we go use that room that Gormrog was sleeping in? I'm going to pull out my disguise kit with which I am proficient. I suppose I don't have scissors.
I'm sure someone on the ship has scissors. I can go ask.
It's easy enough for you to find a set of scissors on the ship.
Cool. I'll go find that and then I'll come back.
And I'm going to attempt to do exactly what Pinnick and I just talked about.
And if I ever want to go a little clean shaven on the sides, I know Gormrog can help out too.
Ooh, that would look so good.
Well, let's just start with step 1.
First, I'm just gonna try to cut it shorter. I'm not gonna try the whole pixie cut first because I want to see
just
if I can
start at the shoulders.
Cut in a straight line. Would you like me to roll something?
Yeah, go ahead and roll let's say wisdom check and add your proficiency modifier.
Not sleight of hand or anything.
My wisdom isn't bad.
Oh no, I completely trust you. Also guidance.
Yeah, I got that. That is a 25.
Damn. All right.
So I'll say, Fennec, go ahead and describe how your hair looks now, as Clover gives you exactly what you're looking for, as you've described it to her, and you get your hair cut to the exact specifications you desired.
I feel like it's definitely a pixie cut with a little bit longer on top, my hair already has like this like wavy texture to it, so it's a little bit like tousled with this very like cool silvery color to it. Sort of trying to imitate like Lyra's silver glowing hair in a way, but very like kind of like a masculine hair. I can't use words, it's fine. Like a masculine hair type with that feminine essence, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so as the pair of you finish up Finnick's haircut on the second level, Whisper, your wild shape coming to an end, and Tristan, your training coming to an end. Gormrog, what have you been doing this entire time?
One of the navigators had glowing tattoos. I want to know more about that. I want glowing tattoos.
Okay, so you approach Tivrin.
That's the elven woman who also has silver hair, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me, Tevrin. How are you?
Good. The name was Gormrog, correct?
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I was admiring your tattoos yesterday. I've got some of my own, and I'll show her the flame motifs that run up both arms and down my spine, and the ring around my neck and back that form sort of pane of fire along my body. You know, I'm no stranger to the tattoos, but yours glow. Can you tell me about that? How does that work?
Well, there's a bit of arcane element, we'll say, that kind of went into them. I had these done by a, let's say, individual down in the Shadow Teeth that was able to infuse them.
Damn, here I was hoping you got it done here.
No, I'm sorry. Unfortunately not, but if you'd like, stick with us long enough, I'll get you connected with them.
Provided we survive, I would love that. Yeah, thank you.
Well, there's plenty that these can help you with, if you understand what I mean. Though they are quite expensive.
How expensive?
Quite.
Are we talking like several hundred platinum?
Yes.
Crap baskets.
But you pay for good artwork, if you will.
Yeah. You get what you pay for. I get
You
it.
always pay for good art, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Support your local artists is what I say.
Yeah, no, it's the artist who did mine can't anymore. See, Tristan and I used to work at this restaurant, and there was a fire. There's a gnome. His name was Seamus Goblin.
So, on the nose, if you will.
Ugliest gnome you ever saw. Actually raised by goblins. Had the attitude of one too, but he ran the front desk. He was the first face everybody saw. But the fire took him. And he's gone.
Is that why you had this done?
Yeah, it was a party after the shift at one time, and I was telling him how when I grew up with the Rivermore tribe, the nomadic tribe that travels around, they referred to me as the Everflame, because no matter what happened to me, no matter how badly I got beat up, I kept coming back. I kept getting up, like a fire that couldn't be put out. So he decided to get creative. But yeah, I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed the art. I'd like more. Doesn't have to be arcane, but if it was, that'd be pretty freaking sweet.
Well, as I said, if we stick with you long enough, depending on your travels and when our contract runs out, I know someone down in the Shattered Teeth that we can connect with. And she kind of puts her hand on yours. We all go through trials and tribulations, Gormrock. It's best not let it wear on your soul.
It's funny. It's been a while since that fire, but we haven't really slowed down enough for me to process it yet. We've been fighting demons and a resurrected dragon and creatures of varying shapes and sizes all across the continent. And between the politics and these nut jobs with these primordials, we haven't slowed down at all. This is the quietest it's been for us in a long time. We're gonna go take some time to myself. If they come back and they start looking for me, tell them I went below deck. Would you?
He kind of grips your hand in hers. I will. I'll let them know where you are.
Thank you.
She kind of pulls you close for a moment and kisses you on the cheek. Before releasing.
What was that for?
So you're not alone in this world.
Thanks. That was weird. Yeah, thanks. And I'm gonna go down below decks to where I was sleeping, sit down on the floor and meditate.
Well,
as you make your way down, you see Clover and Finnick cutting hair.
There, but I have high perception. As soon as I see Gormrod, I'm gonna be like, hey. And then as Gormrod gets closer, I'm gonna be like, and now, presenting new badass Finnick.
I just sort of shyly take a step from behind whatever thing I was hiding behind. Meanwhile, there's just clumps and clumps and clumps of hair on the floor. Ta-da!
Wow. That's
Pretty sick.
You did that?
That was all Clover. I just had the idea. She brought the the thought into real life.
Nice kid.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
I'm just really good with sharp things.
And I love you for it, Clover.
I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. No. Yes. Yes.
Also, I did not realize I had so much hair until I cut it all off.
Yeah.
Sorry
I
for
was-
making a mess.
I was gonna come meditate, but I'll find somewhere else to
Oh
do it.
no, we can. I can clean this up.
No, you take your time.
I'll find a broom.
You can also just meditate with us in here, can't you?
We'll be as quiet
I was
as
hoping
possible.
for some alone time.
Okay, well, I'm leaving. So, you figure it out. Anyway, Clover's gonna go find some other stuff to do. So, continue without me.
I'm just gonna cast Mage Hand to help me clean up all of the hair that's on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and do that as quickly as possible.
So, silver, huh?
Yeah. It matches my eyes now, doesn't it? No, but Lyra, she has very pretty hair, so I took a little inspiration from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you two have a similar glow about you.
Yeah, she's an ASMR as well. Does Lyra have pointed ears or no?
No.
Gotcha. But yeah, I really haven't seen many of them since I left, so.
Pretty sure you were the first ASMR I've ever seen.
Sorry. Yeah. There's obviously they all look different, but some of them just naturally carry that ethereal glow to them.
It's like half-orcs. Some of us are green, and some of us basically are just humans with tusks.
Huh.
Yeah. You ever see a human walking around with like a big forehead and like kind of like that jaw that just kind of sticks forward a bit? Just... You
No.
know,
I mean,
Yeah,
any
they're
human
probably
I've seen
half-orc.
do that is kind of like in a pissy mood, but maybe I just haven't been paying close enough attention.
Folks are usually in a pissy mood.
Well, I can let you get to your meditation so you don't get in a pissy mood.
I'm not most half-orcs.
Oh, yeah. That's not what I was insinuating.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I mean, I'm
I won't be
not
long.
most... Okay. I'm not most ASMRs, so...
Yeah, you're not most anything. You're pretty unique.
Likewise. Let me just get out of your hair. And I turn and leave.
Uh-huh. Now I'll sit down on the floor and just quietly start meditating.
Okay. Finnick, as you make your way out, roll a perception check for me.
Okay. 15.
Okay. As you exit the room and kind of begin to make your way out, you notice the elven woman kind of sitting at the top of the stairs. Her long silver hair kind of draped over her shoulder. She kind of eyes you as you walk through. You notice her eyeing you as you walk out of the room. She kind of looks at you for a moment before disappearing above deck.
Can I roll insight?
Go ahead.
Like, is she? How is she looking at me? Oh, that's a natural 20 for a 24.
You see her looking at you, and it's not like this like threatening, look. It's just a curious, like, I wonder what's happening there. Look. Like trying to gauge. You see her looking at you, trying to gauge you as you gauge her.
We're just
There's
squaring
something
up.
happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear.
But as you kind of come out and you lock eyes for a second, she kind of disappears to resume her duties on the deck. Whisper! As your wild shape comes to a close, you kind of make your way back onto the deck of the ship before shifting into your elven form. And Talon quickly comes to rest beside you on the back of the ship. And what would you like to do?
So it's 4 hours later.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can go to the kitchen and see if there's any food.
Okay. As you kind of make your way down from the deck, you see Finnick moving out from the room Gormrog had slept in the night prior. You see Tristan on the deck firing off a few cannon fire, but you've been watching him for the last hour or so try and do so. To not much avail. But eventually you make your way onto the lower deck and you find a bit of cold meats left on the table, leftovers. About a half-eaten sausage there that you see just the fat kind of congealing on the outside of it and forming a thin white layer. You see a bit of leftover like egg in this small cast iron pan in the center of the plate, the center of the table there, just leftovers essentially from what would have been served the morning.
I eat it all.
It's cold. Not the greatest thing you've ever had, but I mean, at one point this probably was really good.
Fine.
Anything you'd like to do?
So I walk past Finnick.
Yep, you pass Finnick as she
with my
kind of
brand new do.
Yep, brand new haircut.
I give Finnick a weird look.
Hey, we were looking for you earlier.
I was learning to fly. I
Oh,
like
that's-
the hair.
Thank you. It was all Clover.
Skills. Remember
Oh,
how
yeah.
Clover turned to be into a tiefling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great at that.
I mean, if this adventuring stuff doesn't work out, I think costuming, maybe like performance arts, like the people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get.
I still have this plate of sausage I was supposed to give you earlier.
I would love it. Flying is really exhausting.
Oh, I can imagine. Wait, so were you able to turn into a bird on the first try?
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. It was my first time trying.
Whisper, that's awesome.
Thanks.
That's amazing. I love that for you.
Oh, you fly?
I'm still a little shaky at it, but that's when you don't do it for how many years. But
Pretty awesome feeling.
oh yeah, it's wonderful.
I can't.
When you're not in the heat of battle.
True. I'm sure I will be able to do that at some point in the heat of battle, but now at least I know I can do it.
Yeah. An aerial, like, great vantage point.
Yeah.
Also for like recon and stuff like that. Like flying is a great way to do that.
Yeah, I wonder if I could turn into like a giant bird. And then people could be on like Talon, and then somebody, maybe Clover, could fly on me and like shoot things. Like we could be like our own little airship.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat the sausage now.
Yeah. Did you want me to heat it up for you, or are you okay with it cold?
Yeah, I'll take a bite first. Yeah, if it's not too much trouble to heat it up.
Yeah. I just sort of create a little like fire in my hand and warm it up.
Whoa. Nifty.
Okay. So, as everyone kind of goes about their daily events, we'll say, for the day, we're going to take a quick break, very quick, and we will be right back. I'll see you guys in a couple seconds. Bye. back. So, as you all kind of wrap up your various tasks, Gormrod going to meditate, and the rest of you kind of finishing up the things you had to do on deck. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna go back down to the engineer, because that's what I was initially going to help work on or learn about.
Okay, easy enough. You make your way down to Silas, who, for the most part, is kind of lounging around right now. Just, he's down on the lower deck where a lot of the cots are, so he's just kind of relaxing in the moment.
Hey, Silas, I'm
Yes?
sorry about my outburst yesterday. But I've got my head in the game now and ready to learn whatever you got to teach me.
Well, that's I'm glad. I mean, I'm not one to judge. We all go through our own things. So you said you're okay? You seem okay? Are you don't look like you slept very well last night.
Because I didn't.
Do you want to talk about it?
I had
I'm
a
here for you.
nightmare.
This is a safe space.
I greatly appreciate that. I just had a nightmare and, really fucked with my psyche, but
What was your nightmare about?
the ship crashing.
Roll a deception check.
It was about my estranged father who is leading a cult of madmen and who probably want to kill us on our arrival.
I have a really good deception, but I only got an 11.
He kind of reaches up towards you and grabs your hand and kind of clasps it between his. Hey, I want you to know, it's whatever you actually had a nightmare about. It's gonna be okay, okay? You seem like you came in with a really good group of people, and I'm sure they're gonna look out for you. And if you feel like there's something you need to say, and you're afraid to say it to them, you can say to me. I'm not gonna judge or press too hard. It's whatever you feel like you need to say. I'm here to listen, without judgment.
I greatly appreciate that. I do greatly trust the people that I came aboard this ship with. And it's just a lot confronting your past. If you couldn't already tell by my mental state, but I chose to deal with it by cutting my hair. So
It looks fabulous, by the way.
thank you. But again, I have to take this one step at a time, and I'm here to learn so I can take care of this damn ship.
Good, because there's a lot to learn and we've got a lot to get on with. So come on, let's go. I'm going to teach you how to do it. There's not a ton of mechanical parts to this, and he starts going off on this tangent of telling you how the ship works, the mechanical engineering part of it, and it's
taking many notes as I can about how to run this ship.
He doesn't slow down at all, and it's a little hard to follow, but you begin to follow him along as he points out the various parts of the ship that you're gonna have to learn how to fix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm taking as many notes as I can, and then I'll have my mage hand also scribbling the notes that I miss on a second page.
Yep. Okay. Let's say, Tristan, what are you doing now as you finish up your training on the cannons?
All right, so when he's done, I'm gonna put my thing back on, grab my sword, and then look. Is there anybody I know standing around up top? Right? No.
So on the deck, there's gonna be Clover and Whisper doing their various.
Okay.
Nope. Just no, Whisper's not on the deck.
No.
Okay. So just Clover out on the other cannon with Am I wrong, Clover? By all means, tag in.
That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna go shoot, hang out by the cannons and shoot.
Okay.
I see that, and then I'm gonna walk over and start walking towards that direction, and then as I get almost halfway there, turn my direction, and then walk away, and then go to look for Gormrog. I'm sorry, not Gormrog. I'm gonna look for Finnick.
Okay. You see Finnick being led around by a gnome with like these like goggles that are kind of like strewn up on his head.
Oh, do you have a pair of goggles I could borrow? I just don't want to.
Yeah, sure. Give me kind of bust out another set of goggles for you.
Then he's gonna see that she's occupied. And he's gonna stop, and then he's gonna look around. And does he see anybody around?
I mean, the ship's not tremendously big, so if there's someone you're looking for...
I mean, like anybody... No one I'm looking for, just anybody in general.
I mean, there's people all across the ship.
All right, so he starts walking and starts going to start, like, kind of talking to certain people and then stopping. And then puts his hands on his forehead and goes, fuck. And then goes look for Whisper.
Okay. Where are you, Whisper?
Whisper is in the kitchen. So after she finished the sausages that Finnick gave her, she goes to the kitchen, finishes all whatever is the leftovers, the eggs in the pan, whatever. And she's just chilling there. So she wants whoever cooks the food on this ship.
Yep.
She wants to talk to them if they show up, but if they don't show up, she's just chilling there.
Well, Isabella, the halfling chef of the ship, is constantly in the kitchen. You see her kind of just like constantly cleaning or getting food prepared for the next meal, whether it be dicing up some sort of vegetable or meat. She is in the kitchen the entire time you're down there. She kind of is just in the area. And you see Tristan approach as you finish up clearing off the remnants of breakfast.
I want to ask Isabella. Sorry, my dog is barking. I want to ask Isabella if she'll let me help out in the kitchen and see if I can learn a little bit from her.
Well, I mean, how much of cooking are you familiar with, dear? You do a lot of cooking in your free time?
I do a lot of eating.
Well, I mean, it's always good to know how to cook if you're going to do a lot of eating.
Yeah, I can tell you if it's good or not, like if something's good or not, because I've eaten a lot of things.
How much have you prepared yourself?
A little bit. I was starting to learn a little bit, but I think I could be better.
Well, we can always learn how to hone our skills, especially if you're going to be imbibing yourself in the things you prepare. I'm sure it's good to learn how to enjoy the things you cook. Is there something in particular you'd like to do? Is that meal you'd like to learn how to cook?
Meat dishes, anything with meat. Not a lot of veggies.
Not a lot of veggies. Okay. A little bit of pulled, some slow cooked beef, we'll say. You can kind of shred it and to make some various stews and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay. Well, do me a favor and go ahead and grab some of the meat out of that the ice box over there, and we'll get started. So as you go ahead and start getting those meats out and follow her instructions, Tristan approaches from behind you, kind of making his way over to the kitchen area.
So when I notice that she's involved and I'm walking by and I see that happening, Tristan's I'm gonna stop and get.
Everyone's busy.
And he's gonna go to it's like and then he's gonna like, all right, well, I guess this is. And then he goes to Gormrog.
So Whisper, I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You see Tristan kind of start to approach you, and your attention kind of shifts to him for a minute, and you see him just distressed, basically, before he turns to start walking away again.
Can I try and figure out like the source of the distress?
Roll an insight check for me.
Yeah. That's 18.
Okay. Tristan, what is the sense of distress you're feeling as you notice Whisper occupied?
Stress, and
what is distressing Tristan in that exact moment? Not necessarily the topic, but what about Whisper being busy is distressing you?
That's hard to explain. He's trying to find. I don't know how to answer that properly, but he's trying.
You're trying to find someone to talk to.
Yes.
You see him wanting.
Tristan's basically trying to avoid Gormrog.
Okay. So you see
Gormrog's
Tristan
gonna make him talk,
desiring to speak to you. You see him like wanting to talk to you, but also not wanting to interrupt you in whatever you're doing, and you see like this internal conflict brewing in Tristan, who typically doesn't seem like the easiest person, the most open person. So there's a little bit of like, you notice that as he kind of approaches and then stops and gets flustered in himself and begins to walk away.
Okay.
You trying to stop him at all or no?
No.
Okay. So, Gormrog, where are you in this moment?
Moved. I'm in the same spot. I'm meditating.
Tristan, I'm gonna go find him.
Okay, easy enough. You know where he had holed up the day before. You know the location where he probably is. So eventually, you make your way back down to that room that he was in.
He's meditating, right?
Yeah, you see him.
I'm just sitting there breathing.
So when I walk in the room, as I walk in, I burst the door open.
Okay.
And close it, and then I see him there, and I throw my sword, my short sword, and everything. I throw it next to him, but close to where I don't hit him, and start just throwing shit into his room with him laying there, knowing that I'm being a douchebag.
Okay.
I'm not reacting.
And then let him sit in there because it's not the first time. And I'm gonna go sit to a spot while he's, sitting there, like pretending like he's still meditating, which he's trying not to be mad at me. And I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna go, don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know. You know. You know.
Tristan.
Don't say anything. Hold on. Let me stand up. And he starts pacing and walking circles around him. Picks his sword up and tries to put it back, and it won't fit in the spot it belongs, so he throws it again. And he sits and he's... All right. For me. I have no clue what to do. What the fuck am I supposed to do right now? What am I supposed to do?
Well, you could start by telling me what's happening, because I don't know, because I can't read your freaking mind.
Yes, and in order to do that, shit! And he stands up and does another pace walk around. Again, not the first time it's ever happened. Sits, and he's trying hard. He keeps looking at things to destroy and trying not to destroy them. He's like... Finally, after calming down, he vest off, puts it on the side of the bed. His weapons are all over the room. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to feel. I don't know how to handle any of this. There is a lot more than I thought was going on in my head. I thought I had everything figured out, but guess what? I don't. So, what are we doing from here? Where are we going? What is the plan?
We're going to Vasselheim.
Okay.
We're gonna try and find some people there who can potentially help us. And we're gonna fight Sammy and Rainer. Probably. Although, Finnick just told me there may be more waiting for us there.
You see Tristan just looking around. He's looking around trying to want to hit something, but he's trying to stay calm.
Tristan, where are your feet? Where are your feet? It's not a rhetorical question. Where are your feet?
I hate when you fucking do this. They're right here.
And why are you looking around like you have to put your feet on the other side of the room when in order to get there you need to be one step in front of you?
Because I'm trying to stay one step ahead, and then you see Tristan's eyes flare and light fangs show up, and he goes, but I'm in a moment, I don't know what to, and he screams in kind of a dragonoid rage in that moment to do, and then shuts it back down. I don't know what to do! And then his eyes stay glowing, everything goes back down, his scales don't glow, but his eyes, for some reason, just stay reptilian for a second. Everything else is down, it's just his eyes.
You know, we were raised by people who pride themselves on their rage, their ability to manipulate their anger into something powerful. And you took to that really well. But for me, anger was always a secondary emotion. There was always something that came before it. Usually fear. And fear comes in two different flavors. Either you're afraid of losing something you think you have, or you're afraid that you're not going to get something that you think you want. The truth is, Tristan, both are stupid ways of thinking because you don't really have anything. You can't own anything in this world, not forever. Especially not people. And all those what ifs running through your head, they're scaring the crap out of you. And the only way you know how to respond to that is anger. And you're trying to destroy something. And you're really good at destroying things. You're really good at it. You should be proud of your ability to channel that anger into a destructive force. But when was the last time you built something? When's the last time you turned that anger and you were constructive with it? You know, they talk about burning bridges when you're cutting ties with people. Because the connection between two people is like building a bridge. And if you don't work on that bridge, it falls apart into disrepair. Now, you don't know what to do because you're so used to breaking things, you have no idea how to maintain them. And there are bridges all around you that you see rusting and falling apart because you're so used to burning bridges. You don't know how to maintain them. You want to know what to do? Build something. Make something. Connect with somebody. Patch the holes in the ship. I don't care what you do, but be constructive for once. Not destructive.
What if... His eyes start flaring again. They dull down. What if there's one bridge I never burnt that I can't get over? But I'm also building a new bridge. That I don't know how to build.
Hire a contractor. Get help. Don't do it alone. Your what ifs are making this a lot harder than you really need to make it. Like, buddy, you've been straightforward and hard-headed and forward-thinking your entire life. Why are you overcomplicating things now?
And he gets up when he says that, and when he stands up, when he normally doesn't get with Gormrog, he gets up and he goes, I'm not overcomplicating things, and his fangs grow and his eyes glow.
Then why is she here?
Ooh. Ooh.
The bitch dragon queen that cursed you to have these scales. Those teeth. And those eyes. The one who's roaring at me through you. If you're not overcomplicating things, then why are you channeling that secondary emotion at me? I'm your brother. I have always stood beside you. You've always looked out for me, and I've always looked out for you. You want to fight me? Is that what this is? You want to scream and yell and break things because that's going to fix things? Fine. Pick up your sword and hit me. Go into a rage. Pick up your sword and hit me.
He goes to go grab his sword and has his hands over it, and his hands are shaking. He goes and leaves it and stops, and he goes and grabs Gormy, lifts him up, and then pushes him up against the door. Aggressively.
Do you let that happen, Gormrog?
I let it happen, and I don't waver in my gaze, locking eyes with him.
You don't understand. And as I'm holding him aggressively, I put my forehead to his head up against the door. Still tightened arms and clenched fists. You don't.
No. I don't. Because you don't share it. You keep this to yourself.
Well, then you want to know? And then he takes he takes his thing off, his top off, and sits, and he pulls 3 or 4 scales off of one side, holds them. I don't know what to do with this. I miss the woman that I love, and I am falling in love with another one. How in the fuck do I handle that? You tell me.
Let's start by talking about it. With them. You love somebody, and you're starting to love somebody else. Where's the communication?
There isn't any, and he lets him go, and he drops him, and goes and walks and grabs his sword, and puts it very easily back where it belongs, puts the thing, and he doesn't walk away, he sits down and goes,
And would Marie Lynn call that love?
I need to talk to her so bad. But I have no one else to talk to, and I don't know what I'm doing. And then you start seeing his fangs lightly growing and shrinking over and over again, his eyes glowing back and forth. I can handle the monsters. I can handle the imminent death. I can handle walking into any fight we have and knowing that no matter what, I will protect all of you. So the stop breathing that happens in my breath, in my lungs, I know that, I can do that, I am fine with that. I've dealt with that. With this, I don't know what to do.
What scares you more? Knowing that you can't fight your way through it? Or knowing that you have to live in order to go to it? Because I know you're not afraid of any battle because you're not afraid of death. Because in your mind, you've accepted death. I was there for that particular day of training. That's the thing about love. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be weak. You have to be soft. I don't know much about the people who raised you before the Rivermaw.
Gormy,
Mm-hmm.
do you think she's still alive?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, Tristan. I don't know. You spent so long avoiding that part of your life. You know, you for years you wouldn't even talk about it. But yeah, maybe there's a chance. And maybe she's gone. You can either look for her, or you can move forward and let her go. Did that part of you die?
don't know. And then you see him calm down, and all of his scales go right to dull, and his eyes go down, and everything is dull.
There
I
he
don't
is.
know.
That's what I'm gonna put my forehead on his.
For me. And he's never. Some tears start falling down his eyes. I miss her.
It's not gonna go away.
But this one that's in my head is very dear to me. I've never had this sense, not knowing if I lost her or not, and I don't know what to do. And he says,
You
she
have
just
to make a
reminds
decision.
me of her.
Oh. Now, hang on a minute. That...
Not in the same ways. This one is the same strong, same kind of headstrong, ready to do anything, ready to be involved, but also laid back the same way. Am I insulting anything if she's gone? For me? And he looks up, and there is just tears, rivers. This is something I've never dealt with. I have been kidnapped. I have been sold. I've been experimented on. I've been used. I've been tangled. None of that is harder than this.
I don't like that you're comparing one to the other.
And tell me to stop.
I want you to recognize the possibility that this new one may or may not be interested. And if this new one reminds you of the old one and they reject you, that's going to be twisting a knife in your heart, and that's not their fault. That's yours for giving them that power. I need you to stop and think long and hard about why you like this new one. And if you still love that old one, because they're not the same person. You may like similar things about them, sure. But if you're going after this new one because you miss the old one, that's not fair to any of you. Not the new one, not you, and not the old one. Whether or not she's alive, whether or not she's still waiting for you, whether or not she's moved on. Don't do that to any of you. But if there is hope that you could be happy, somewhere living inside of you. And you want to share that with someone else, past, present, or future. That starts with honest, vulnerable, guard down communication. That's not something you lead up to. That's how it starts.
This is why I hate fucking talking to you. Ironclad logic, always saying the right things, always telling me where to be and what to do. I fucking hate you. I hate you. I hate everything you stand for. I hate everything you're about. I hate everything you do. Everything. Everything. Stop telling me.
I love you too.
All that damn book learning, and he walks out.
Yeah. I can't wait to read yours. I'm gonna fix my clothes and go back to meditating.
Tristan, is there anything you would like to do in this exact moment as you walk out? Tristan, is there anything you'd like to do in this moment as you walk out?
Oh, I thought you said whisper. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, when I walk out, I'm gonna slam his door. Expect he knows that's happening. And I'm gonna stand there. I'm gonna walk up and down the hallway, literally just pacing for a good, like, maybe 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Go onto the deck of the ship.
Yep.
Who's up there? Who's up top of the deck?
I think just Clover in this moment.
Is it Clover?
I think that would be the only one, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I am up there, but depending on the time of day, there might have been something I was trying to do while he was in that long conversation for a while.
Okay.
So, what time is it? Nighttime?
No, it's not night. It's by no means nighttime yet.
Oh.
This is like noonish.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
So he's gonna look up, and if she's still sitting there, he's gonna look at her and then not completely leave the deck. But he's gonna go to the opposite side of it and just put his arms over whatever angle he can see, and he's just gonna stand there.
Okay. Clover, is there anything you want to do in this moment?
Yeah, with my perception, do I notice out of the corner of my eye
Yes.
that he did that? Okay, I've been thinking about something as I've been out here shooting cannons, and I'm gonna reach into my pocket and pull out the note that he gave me. I'm gonna gaze at it, and contemplate, and then I'm gonna hold it over the boat. And I'm gonna see the name that he wrote. I'm gonna pull it back into the boat. And I'm gonna kind of crunch it up in my hand and then shove it all the way down in the bottom of my backpack.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. So,
One thing.
as the pair of you sit opposite each other on the deck of the ship, Gormrog meditating, Finnick learning the inner workings of your airship, and Whisper learning various bits and bobs of preparing meals for the crew of your ship. That is where we're going to call it for the night. That being said, thank you
Goddamn.
everyone for joining us tonight. This was a roleplay heavy episode, and I feel like this is a good place to end for the evening. You can catch us next week. I'm going to keep talking in this sultry voice. You can catch us next week for another episode of Forging Fates. We are actually only 2 followers away from 500 followers on Twitch. So, if you're not following us, go ahead and hit that follow button. We are also helping raise money for our trip to Gen Con. So you can go ahead and use our donation link down below in that description to help fund our trip to Gen Con and offset some of that cost for us, where we're going to be doing a bunch of fun shit. So, if you're going to Gen Con, we can't wait to see you there. You can catch us on YouTube, link below, but it's at New Age Geeks on YouTube. I have nothing else. Do you guys have anything you'd like to let the crowd know? I love this music I got going on right now. I'm feeling really in the vibe. So.
Yep. We will be back next week with Forging Fates on Monday.
Yeah.
Spell Shots on Tuesday.
Ooh.
And Queer and Present Danger on Wednesday.
That sounds like
so make sure
action-packed week.
Same place, same time, Monday through Wednesday. Make sure to check us out. Thank you all for joining us.
We love all of you.
And stick around, because we're going to raid a channel after I go to the ending screen. So by all means, hang out. Let's go raid somebody. Hey, everyone. We love you.
We love you, geeks.
Good night.